What's up guys, Andrew Farabee here, and welcome to the first module on discovering your why. This is important because it's going to help you know yourself, discover yourself, help you find the path and the journey that you should take. So many times, guys will start going in a direction and they'll work really hard at it, sometimes their entire career. And they'll look back and they'll have arrived at the end result of that journey. And they'll look back and realize that they had just wasted 10, 20, 30, 40 years of their life. Because they climbed up a ladder that was leaned up against the wrong wall. They didn't start with themselves. They didn't know who they were. They didn't listen to those childlike, those dreams, those visions, those goals that you've had since you were a child, since teenager, since you were in your 20s, that are really telling you and they're calling you and trying to push you in the direction that's going to bring you the most happiness. So I want to start with really knowing what you want, knowing who you are, and understanding your why, which is going to be the motivating force behind everything that you do. So that's why we're going to start here. I want you to think forward 10, 20 years from now. Who do you really want to be? What kind of man do you want to be? And you really need to think long and hard about that. It's really easy to stay comfortable and complacent, especially when you have a nice, cushy job. Everything's taken care of. Your benefits, your health insurance, all of that is taken care of. Your financial life taken care of. But you really have to think forward. Where will you be? What will you have learned? What kind of man would you have become? Because in order for you to really achieve what you're capable of, in order for you to really become who you're meant to be, you're gonna have to get uncomfortable. You're gonna have to face some fears, and you're gonna have to step into the unknown. Now, this isn't about becoming a billionaire. This isn't about becoming the most wealthiest man, Warren Buffett, whatever. This is about becoming the man that you want to be. This is about doing what you are meant here to do. It's doing the things that you were put on this earth to do. It's not about being in your deathbed, looking back and having regrets. I want you to live a life well lived and not live a life that was meant for someone else, that was living someone else's life, or those living by societal standards. I want you to live your life that is uniquely tailored to you, and block out everything else and really just focus on what we're going to do here in this activity. Okay? It's going to open up a whole new wide array of life experiences and what you are really capable of doing. So let's dive in. And so the first question I have for you is, what makes you come alive? The Latin meaning of alive is to breathe life into, to bring life into. I'm sure we're all familiar with the zombie just waking up, going to work, coming back, making dinner, doing laundry, watching TV, going to bed. And is that living? Is that a life that you want? What is the point of working towards something that you don't even want, or you can't even live? But when you do something that makes you come alive, you don't even call it work. You're going out to play. And every day you go out to play. You're creating. You're inspiring others. You're being yourself, your authentic self, and you're doing what matters most to you. What makes you come alive? Think real long and hard about that question. What are the things that you do where you don't even notice that the time is going by? Where all of your life survival mechanisms like eating, like sleeping, like going to the bathroom, those things don't even matter to you. That's when you know you're doing something that makes you come alive. Everything else doesn't matter. Watching television doesn't matter. Movies don't matter. Social media updates don't matter. That latest article, the 10 ways to do this or that, it just simply doesn't matter because you're doing what makes you come alive, and there's nothing else out there that's giving you the feeling, the rush, the excitement that you're getting from doing what you're doing. And remember, this isn't about becoming the next Gandhi or Steve Jobs, okay? This isn't about trying to build, the next Richard Branson, the Virgin Airlines, okay? This isn't about that, although I respect those guys and I'm sure you do too. This is really about connecting yourself to a cause that's bigger than yourself. Connecting yourself to something that is bigger than everything about you. You honestly don't care about what you're wearing. You don't care about the food that you're eating. Although it's healthy, you still aren't worried about every little detail. You try to make it the best food ever. It doesn't simply matter. All these little things just fade away. You're in your house, the furniture, should it be here or here? That stuff doesn't matter to you because you're working towards something that's bigger than yourself. And most importantly, it's not just bigger than yourself because there's so many causes out there. You can help the homeless, you can work for a cancer nonprofit. There's so many things to do something that's bigger than yourself, but what you need to do is do something that's bigger than yourself, but it's connected to who you are and what you care about. It's connected to your authentic self. So I want you to draw that line from who you are, something you care about, and then draw it straight to something bigger than yourself. Because when you have those, everything becomes easier. And that's the direction that's going to bring you the most happiness. Howard Thurman once wrote, "Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive. Because what the world needs is more people who have come alive." Think about this question long and hard. Because what makes you come alive is going to bring you the most happiness. It's going to bring you the most success. And the second question that I have for you is, what are your innate strengths? In The Element by Sir Ken Robinson, he says that the element is that point at which our natural talents and skills meets our personal passions. When people are in their element, they are more productive. They work harder, they work longer, they are better and also happier. They're more productive at what they do. And not only that, at the end of the day, when someone's in their element and working inside of their element, they also tend to make more money. What are things you've always been good at? Sometimes often wondering, why is this so hard for everyone else? This is easy. What do others come to you for help with? When someone has a problem, what is the problem that they come to you for help? How do others view you? And where do you find the greatest sense of meaning and purpose in your life? What is it? What are those things that you're doing? Now, the third point that I want to make is, where do you add the greatest value? Okay? Just because you're good at something doesn't mean that you should do it. Okay? I think all too often we get good at something, and because we're good at it, we continue doing this. It continues to provide for us. It continues to make us money. So we continue to do something that we've gotten good at. We've developed a skill and we found that we kind of like it, but we know that we're really good at it. So we continue to do that one thing. The next thing you know, 10, 20 years, 30 years have gone by and we did something that we got good at, but we never really enjoyed. It never spoke to us. It never connected with us at our core. It never made us feel alive. It wasn't a natural strength. It was something that we developed and over time got pretty good at. Something like sales, maybe it can be investments, maybe it could be working in a corporate job, maybe it could be teaching, whatever it is. Something that you just developed over time and you just kept at it because you were pretty good at it. You want to stay in your genius zone. You see, it's that top 5% that only you can do, that only you were created for. Oftentimes, we are focusing on our skills and talents that are maybe in that top 30%, where there's so many people good at it and we've gotten good at it too, but we're never able to really break through to that next level. We're never able to really hit that tipping point. We're kind of just above average, but we're not great at it. And that's the wrong thing to focus on. That's not your greatest strength. That's not where you add the most value. Where you add the most value, it's going to be in that top 5%. And that's what this is all about, is trying to really help you understand and discover what is that top 5% that you're really good at, that you really enjoy, that you could excel at more so than any other person. Because when you're in your top 5%, you can outwork anyone. You can outwork, you can outperform. You're able to do the things that no one is willing to do. Okay, the guy in the top 30% is doing well for himself. He's doing great. He's financially doing well off, but he's never going to be able to compete with someone who's in his 5%. He'll never get to that tipping point. He'll never tip over because it's not meant for him. It's not his calling. So it's that combination of understanding what makes you come alive. Where is your greatest strengths? And where do you add the most value in combination with your current skills, your knowledge, your education, and unique experiences tailored to you? That's going to help you understand what is it that you should be working on. What is it that you should be really focusing your time and energy on that's going to help you excel faster at the rate than any other. And it's going to give you a business opportunity or a career where you are most likely to succeed because you are working on everything that makes you come alive. It's your unique strengths and talents. You're working in your element, and it's where you can add the greatest value. What problems do you really enjoy solving? What problems do you enjoy solving when you don't even know the answer and it seems impossible to try and find? But you still pursue and you just try and try and try, and you want to solve this problem so badly when others aren't even interested in solving this problem. So the main point here is to not focus on things that you're just good at, things that you've developed and think that this is it. I want you to really ask yourself, these questions. And what makes you come alive? Where is your element? Where is your greatest strengths and innate talents and skills? And where can you add the greatest value? Because that's going to be in your top 5%. And really working and honing in on what this is going to help you be more successful. It's gonna give you that passion, that energy to really do what matters in your life and to do work you love, ultimately, where you can actually excel at it, you can grow at it, and also it's gonna bring you the most happiness. Now, the fourth point that I want to bring to your attention is, what do you stand for? Because if you don't stand for anything, then you can fall for anything as well. I know this question is tough, but it's really about making a stand for something and then living your life in alignment with that, in integrity with what you stand for, and living that. This is called living your truth. Ultimately, living with purpose means focusing on things that matter most to you and asking yourself, are you living what you should be doing? Are you living with purpose? Like, are you doing what you know you should be doing? In the back of your mind, your dreams, your aspirations, your thoughts, all the things that make you come alive, your skills, your talents, all these things here, are you actually doing it? Are you living your truth? Because if you know what you should be doing and you're not doing it, then what do you stand for? Are you living a life of integrity? This could be causing internal battles within you, inside your mind, inside your body. This could be causing you pain. Break through. What do you stand for? If you know what you stand for, then you must live it. Every damn day, every week, every month, every year, live with integrity. Live your truth. Live your purpose. Now, I know that the big question that's going to come up is, how can I live my truth? How can I live my purpose? Okay, I know the direction that I want to go in now, Andrew. Okay, I understand, or I've known before. But really, how do I do that when I have other obligations? I have a family, I have debt, I have mortgage, I have things to look after, and I can't just quit my job and start, traveling the world and writing a book. Okay, that's not ideal. I understand. You have obligations. So the key is to really first understand that there are others who have had it worse than you. And to know that it can be done. That you are not alone on this journey. You are not alone on this path, and that others who have had prior obligations like you, who have had, even larger debts, who've had it worse, have overcome those challenges and they have succeeded in what they want. Okay? So know that it can be done. And just know that it's going to take a little bit longer. But understanding that the time is going to pass anyways should help you. No matter what, 2, 5, 10 years is going to come from now. And if you put in the time, then you will get closer and closer towards that goal. So what I'm talking about here, realistically, is really thinking about, you work Monday through Friday, typical work week. Now you come home maybe 5 or 6. This means that you spend time with the family, 2-3 hours. And this means from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. or 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., it's like you're working on what you want to work on. You're in your office, your door's closed, you're working on the thing that you want to work on. Even if it's just an hour a day. Do you have an hour a day that you can dedicate to something that makes you come alive? To something that is uniquely tailored to you? Do you have an hour a day to work on your passion? Okay, so that's Monday through Friday. And then on the weekends, just get up a little bit earlier, and can you put in 4 hours on the weekends each day? That should be the funnest part. You should be looking forward to that weekend when you're working. It's like, oh, I can't wait to work on this weekend. And it's like the weekend is you getting to work, but it's you actually playing. It's you doing what you want to do. Okay, and over time, you do this for a month, you've put together something really cool. You do this for 6 months, you have something moving. You already have momentum. You do this for years. You're going to slowly be able to transition out of that and start finding ways on how you can monetize and grow and build something that you really want to do. So that's it. It's going to come down to time management, productivity, and really getting your priorities straight and having open and honest communication with the others that you are looking after so that they know what you're doing. Because ultimately, they're going to like you and love you more when you're becoming the man that you want to be. They'll sense that something is wrong when you're working on something, you're going to work and you're coming home and you're stressed out because you can't actually do what you want to do. But if you are spending time working on what you want, if you are having this communication with your family or your friends or your peers or who you live with, then it's going to be that much better because you're growing into the man that you want to become, and they want to see that, and they want to be a part of that, and they want to support that. And that's a success story in itself for you, waiting to happen. All of this is extremely important, you guys, because when you're powered by a clear, defined purpose, when you know your why, there is little that you cannot do. All of these challenges, all of these obstacles just seem merely as little things that you need to overcome, but it's bringing you closer towards your goal. You're living a life that is closest to what you should be doing. You're living a life of integrity. You're living your truth. This is what's going to help you get to that next level. I feel like when someone is struggling, they're fighting and it's just not working, and they put in so much effort, energy, time, and money, they're not doing what they should. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing something wrong there. They need to really reflect back on themselves and look at what is it that makes them come alive. Where are their unique strengths, talents? Where is their element? Where is the greatest value that they can provide? Okay? And really, what do you stand for? Looking back at what you stand for and living in integrity to that. Okay? All of these things is going to make all of these little obstacles seem like just things that you need to overcome. And ultimately, guys, when you understand your why, the driving force behind everything that you do, you're going to be able to smash through obstacles. Little things just don't seem like that big of a deal. There's really nothing that can stand in your way. All these challenges just become merely little things that you need to overcome, but that you can overcome. And it's really like just kind of a game where you're doing it, you run into challenge and obstacles, things aren't going your way, but it's just a game because you're having fun doing it. You love what you do, and you're just, it's like quitting, there's no quit, there's just, you're not going to stop. This is it, this is your life, this is what you're meant to do. And that's what I want for you. Like, this is how I believe you're going to have the most happiness in your life. This is where I believe you're going to get the most rewards in your life. You're going to gain the most respect from your peers, your community, your family, because you're becoming the man that you want to be. And I believe that when you find your why, you're living in integrity to who you are. And when you're doing this, you become happier. You become more confident. You're living with purpose. And this is what this is what I want every man to have. To know and go into the direction that brings them the most happiness, brings them the most success, and brings them the most respect from others, and where you respect yourself because you are doing what you were meant to do.